Hello friends, welcome back. Let's have a look at problem 1647, minimum deletions to make character frequencies unique. In this video, we are going to explain a solution based on the strategy set and check. So here we call a string good if the characters have different frequencies in the string. So here, given the string s, we want to return the minimum number of characters we need to delete to make s good. So here we want to emphasize that the operations allowed here are deletions. So here are three examples. So in the first example, so we know that A appears twice and B appears once. So they are already different. So we are going to have 0 as return. So in the second example, we notice that both A and B appear 3 times, and C appears twice. So we can delete 2 B's, right? So or we can delete 2 A's, same effect. So the output is 2. So the third example, the output is also 2. You can digest the explanation. So before we make any further analysis, let's also look at the constraints. So here the string s can be as long as 10 to the power 5, and s contains only lowercase English letters. So here the length can be as long as 10 to the power 5. Basically it tells us that we need to pay attention to the time complexity. So typically a typical computer can treat operations like 10 to the power 7 per second, right? So this is just some rough estimate, right? So with that said, we are ready to explain the procedure. So here, basically the procedure is the following. So we want to count the frequency of unique characters and then sort those frequencies from high to low. So here we do this is due to the assumption that we can only do deletions. Next, we are going to use a set, say sim, to record the same frequencies. Then we are going to do linear traversal for the frequency list. So at each frequency, if it's already in the sim set, so we are going to decrement it until it's not in sim. And then we are going to add the decrement amount to the result, right? So this will give us the result. So here I'm going to first write the code, and then we'll give you a walkthrough to help you have a better understanding. So the procedure actually is very standard, right? So first, let's make some preparation. So we're going to count the frequencies. So we can use the counter object. So collections counter, right? So we count this s. So basically, this will give us a key value pairs. So key will be the unique characters in s, and the value will be the frequency of the corresponding characters. And then we are going to sort the values because we are only interested in the frequencies. So sort it. So we can sort count values. So here we are going to sort in a reverse order, right? Or you can, specify a key, right? So same effect. So this is the first step. So next we want to do some initial setup. So here let's use a sin as a set. So this is to store sin frequencies, right? The result variable is the counting variable. So we are going to return its final state. So with this prepared, let's look at the traversal, right? Traversal, or you can see the scan, linear scan. So basically, this is a set and check step. So here for frequency in aux, then if the frequency not in sim, right? In other words, it's so far unique, right? So we're going to do sin add frequency. So in this case, we do not update the result variable, so we just continue, right? So otherwise, if the frequency is already sin, so we need to decrement the current frequency so that it will be different, right? So for this, during the procedure of decrement, we want to make sure the decremented frequency does not coincide with any previous same frequencies in the set, right? So let's use a while loop. So while frequency is greater than 0, right? If the frequency is 0, so actually it corresponds to delete the whole character, right? So, and the frequency in sim. If this is the case, so we are going to do frequency decrement by 1. And in this case, each time you do the frequency, so you are going to increment the result by 1. So after we exit this while loop, either the frequency equals 0. So in this case, it corresponds to deleting the occurrences of a character, or frequency is not insane, right? So then we achieve our purpose. So here let's do a check. If frequency, right, we want to add this one. This is important, right? Don't forget. So here let's make some notes. Do not forget. So with that said, after the for loop, within we have a while loop, right? So we are going to do the return, right? So we just need to return the result state. So this is the full solution we want to present. So now, before we make any comments, let's first make some tests. Yeah, it passes the first example. Now let's look at the generic case. Yeah, it passes all the cases. So here we want to comment that we are using sort, right? So essentially, you can also use priority queue. That's actually have the same effect. So before we end this video, let's make a walkthrough so that you can digest it better. So let's use this S as example, right? So this return will be 2. So here you can count A appears 3 times, B appears 3 times, the C appears twice, and X appears 4 times. So if we sort the frequency, we're going to get 4, 3, 3, 2, right? Then if we initialize a result and empty set, and then if we look at the first frequency, that is 4, right? 4 is not insane, so we're going to update the same set, and the result remain unchanged. Then we look at the second frequency, 3. 3 is also not insane. Then we're going to update the same to be 4 and 3. So result is is unchanged, right? So now we look at the second frequency. It's also 3, right? Then it's already insane. We need to decrement that. So we decrement the 3 to 2. And 2 is not insane. We're going to update the same to be 4, 3, 2. But due to the deletion, we're going to increment the result by 1. And then for next frequency, that is 2. It's already insane, so we need to do another decrement, in other words, deletion. So this makes 2 goes to 1, and 1 is not insane, right? We're going to update the same to be 4, 3, 2, 1, and the result is incremented by 1 due to the deletion. So we are going to get 2. So this is the return. So with that said, basically that's the walkthrough. So actually here we have some recommendations. So it might be good to check other leetcode videos, say on the idea of set and check or dictionary and check. So with that said, that's about it for this video. Thank you.